Yo, what's good, my family? It's your boy DK, aka Smoothie Kid, aka Legal Trappers, coming at y'all. I've been back, man, checking in with y'all, checking in with my peoples, man. I hope y'all is feeling blessed and grateful, man. Y'all getting up out their bed on this glorious Monday morning, man. We better get right into it, man. Y'all know what time it is. Let's go, let's go. So it's Monday, top of the week, actually the second day in the market. If you don't know that, I want to just give you that quick little gem right there so you can understand this is a global market, 24-hour game, one market to the next, one country to the next, one all in the one accord in a sense when it comes to this currency game. We don't stop. It's an ongoing, relentless game. But we here, y'all know what time it is. You see what's on the back screen in the watermark. If you can't see it, that says US dollar currency index. Now, for those of you who are maybe new to this video or new to this channel, this is what we're talking about. This is the currency game. You may have heard of it. Some people call it Forex. That's the slogan, in a sense, the abbreviation for actually the currency game. Basically, the monetary game, the monetary system, the act of commerce, buy, sell, supply, demand. It's basically, to dumb it down, that is what's taking place in this world. What you see on your screen is just a form of different confirmations that we use to be able to participate in these markets. In these markets, man. So what I do is I come in and I give my journey. I give my opinions on where I think certain currencies are heading in valuation, whether they're heading to lows or whether they are headed to highs. We talk about different markets, not just the currency market. We talk about crypto market. We talk about stocks a little bit. We also have the commodity markets such as oil, gold. Really don't trade too much, such as like copper or silver. A little bit more exotic, meaning they fluctuate in price, a lot more unsteady than we would like or than I would like in this atmosphere. Understand this is a risk versus a reward type of game. So here, what we're going to talk about daily is the US dollar currency. If you don't know, the US dollar currency is a safe haven currency of the world. Just even if you're just really not into know any type of business, just having general information of what's going on around you in your everyday life when it comes to a monetary thing. Understand that most of the way commerce is traded out here in this world is through, in the equivalent of dollars, no matter what country that you're in. So what we doing here is taking advantage of the fluctuation and supply and demand of the dollar. Not only the dollar, we also have the European currency, you have Great Britain currency, you have New Zealand currency, and so on and so forth. Uh, Different valuations for different countries. So you have two countries that's basically like a tug of war. It's like a competition. Understand, to even have what is called capitalism, you have to have a buyer and a seller, right? You have to have two different parties having a different exchange, where there is you exchanging, I'm exporting rice and you importing um corn or whatever. However, we have an established connection through some type of bartering, because this is what's really, in a sense, what is going on. This is the modern day barter system that you see right in front of you, that you, me, your family, anyone can basically take advantage of in today's world with the right knowledge. And that's what I'm here for. That's what legal trappers are here for, to point you in that direction. But I have to try to dumb it down as much as I can so you can try to follow along with the lingo. Because if you're like me, I have to have some type of understanding before I can start to, you know, have a learning curve to whatever it is that I'm learning, no matter what it is. So I like to give you that backstory, the currency game, where it come from. Understand this barter system that we have in place has been around for centuries. I mean, it's from as far back as you can go, whether even through slavery and you know, just everything, is a barter. Good or bad, however it play out. And things have, as you know, technology has evolved so much to, like I say, we can now take advantage of it through the right information. And this information is basically understanding what is the currency game. You don't have to know everything, but you do need to have an understanding of what's going on outside your front door that you can't see. And when you have these global exchanges for whatever it may be, there's a system that capitalism has in place that we, the investor, the trader, can see what the 1% is doing, such as the central banks or big time companies, who are passing the price down to the consumers. Whatever it is that we paying for, however it's manufactured, where it's manufactured from before it actually gets to us, and we have to pay for it at a retail, or a company pay for it at a wholesale, and us, the consumer, we buy it at a retail price or discounted price, however you want to categorize it. So understanding that, just that from a, a global perspective, is knowing what's going on when you have commerce, when you have overseas transaction all day, every day, for many different reasons. So once you have that understanding, we take this, what you see on your background is basically what's called candlesticks. The candlesticks tell a story of the relationship between one economy and the next and the other economy. Their relationship where the US dollar is getting the advantage or the Japanese yen is getting the advantage. This is capitalism. It's relentless. Ain't no mercy. It's all about monopolizing. It's all about control. One country is trying to get an advantage over the next one at all times. Understand these different advantages affects our everyday lives. It affects that country's everyday lives, their everyday citizens, the blue collar workers, the white collar workers. It doesn't matter. Everyone is affected in some type of way. So even if you just now really want to become a trader, just having this knowledge to me is key. Knowing what to expect, knowing how they think, knowing who move what, especially if you're a political person, because you start to look at the game a little different when you understand, man, it's all a game. All this stuff is really about money. It's about control and it's about money. I'm not too big on conspiracy theories. I'm not really one of those, but these are facts. These plots that you see on your screen is what we call historical data. What they say, hindsight is 2020. And in this game, that hindsight helps us make money. We take this knowledge of understanding these candlesticks, along with economic facts that I'm going to talk about in just a second, along with economic rumors, and along with our economic knowledge, we make a sound decision on what we think a certain currency valuation is going to be. So candlestick is what I talk about daily. I try to bring it like I'm giving you this backstory. I know maybe bore you out a little bit, but I gotta give it to you raw. I ain't trying to finesse you or run through things too quick. I really want you to understand what's really going on, because you hear a lot of woo wop the bam about, Forex, and understand that Forex is just like any other market, the stock market, crypto market. You have a mediator, which is your broker, and you have the actual market, and then you have you, the investor or the trader. having to understand this game. Why would they just give it to you? Why would they just tell you? You know what I'm saying? This game was created for certain people. It wasn't created for everyone. But being able to slide through the cracks and understand how the game go and pursuing your family at an economic advantage. So understand this currency game is complex but simple at the same time. And that's what I'm trying to do is make it as simple as possible. So these candlesticks is what we're gonna look at each day. It's gonna tell me one part of the relationship, what's going on between the country's economy. Then we're gonna take these different type of headlines, such as Bloomberg. I like to use Bloomberg but as a sort of like a rumor map, just to see what's going on, what the big time players like Elon Musk you see in your background, what he talking about, what his plans, what he hinting at. Because a person like him, he can just hint at some stuff and crazy. I know y'all saw the whole Dogecoin situation where he was tweeting about it and it was just going crazy. Everybody was making money, so on and so forth. So understanding that part of the game, rumors, uh, influence is key. It's key in certain markets. So I come here, you have other outlets that you can, use to get your business information, but this is the site that I use that I go to on a daily, um, which is Bloomberg. This is not free. You get one free click per day, but this is a subscription-based platform. To me, that solidifies that all these different headlines, information is pertinent. It is not nothing to be taken lightly when you're trapping out here in this game. Just understand this game ain't no different from the trap. You bump to this video and you from that land or whatever the case may be. Understand you can trap, you can hustle, you can run a company. It's just that simple. It ain't it's different, but it's in the same lane in a sense. So this this is the legal trapping. This is the white collar trapping. Are they really getting it in? Like, I don't know if you ever seen the interview, but like 50 said, 50 Cent was like, the business world is way more ruthless than the game. You know, you like, at least in the game, you flash the gun at me and I know what it is. But in this game, they smile in your face and rob you with the pen. And this is the game that they playing. Everybody is a manipulator. Understand we are being manipulated. Take that out your foresight. Because once you understand what's really, or you start to catch on to what's going on, it might scare you, because you don't know what you don't know, or you don't know what you don't not used to. So if you're running into some type of information like this, these type of headlines, you might think it's all some bullshit, but it's not. It's just a different language. Like when we talk trap lingo, we talk about, we say things in codes that somebody in the white collar world wouldn't understand. If we sat there and had a whole conversation with them and we was talking numbers and we was talking grade or whatever it is, certain grades or whatever it is that we hustling, he wouldn't know what was going on. Same difference. You see these certain headlines like outside looking in, like, what the fuck is it? Understand they talking about numbers. They talking about something that's really going to affect the market or give them the advantage of, okay, I need to up this, yeah, or I need to dump this over here, I need to hedge over here. It's all the same game. It's just switching lanes, switching your thinking, switching your paradigm. Once you start to switch your paradigm, you start to have a business-like mindset, this game becomes easier and easier. It's not gonna be easy. I don't care who you run into, they'll tell you about this game. I don't care how easy they say or how quick they add some success. It's gonna take you consistency and time. Consistency and time. Like in between that consistency is like your birth and your death. You gotta dash where you start, and dash when you get to the point where you feel like you got it. What you do in between there is you. You know, do your due diligence, keep your researches, do some YouTube, watch some YouTube, but understand everybody don't know where everybody know. So keep your mindset open because, like I say, everybody is manipulation all around us. But the difference with this game is once they get done manipulating them behind the scenes and they actually present this data in a black and white, it becomes an official report. As I'm going to talk show you now, these economic news that we use. Once these you see these folders up here, this is another outlet that I use that pertains to the economies of the world. These economies of the world transcends into currency. Each country has a currency. Us having the US dollar. The Australian has the Australian dollar. The New Zealand has the New Zealand dollar, and so on and so forth. You have major economies, global, um, modern day economies like ours, countries, and you have some countries that we don't trade in this atmosphere because they're not as modern day developed as our economy, our country. So we're only going to talk about the major pairs. You have majors, and you have what is called minors. We focus on the majors. We track the minors sometimes, but focus on major currencies. Major pair of currencies. You can type that in, Google it, search it, however, or and go on and do your due diligence from there. But understand these are what the markets live off of, die off of. These are facts. No matter how much they cook in the books behind the scene, once this type of data is presented to the market as an official report, the market, the hedge funds, the central banks, the companies, everybody is going to instantly react off this news. And these outlet that I'm used give you, it breaks it down for you. It tells you what the folder contains. It tells you who it's coming from. And I say head of state head of states is, it fluctuates. You like for instance the Australian dollar, it says the um, Governor Philip Lowe. Each country has a different political system, but each country is only each country is going to have an official representative for whatever it is that they are announcing or talking about. So whoever it is, we don't really kind of dive into that. We just know it's an official report. Once that official report gets dropped, then uh, the market reacts off that news. And right here it tells you the description, the source, Reserve Bank of Australia. So you know it's official. It tells you who it comes from, the effect, but this fluctuates. This is something you will have to understand for yourself because it's going to say that every time, but that has a slippery slope type of meaning. Then you see the notes, why traders care. As I was just speaking on, it says as head of central banks, which controls short-term interest rates, he has more influence over the nation's currency value than any other person. You see what I'm saying? Traders scrutinize his public engagements as they are often used to drop subtle clues regarding future monetary policy. Understand this game is the monetary game. It's just a modern day of how we can understand what's actually going on in the monetary world in a global sense, which controls imports, exports, and then all the way from wholesale to what we pay retail. Understand we are the pawns on a bigger, higher chessboard. The consumer, how we consume basically tells the world how our economy is doing. And based off these different facts right here that you're going to see comes out that we're going to be discussing, is going to let you know how certain countries' currency evaluation is doing. So if it is going to, in a sense, fluctuate, as that fluctuation happening, we take the number that you see over here, this horizontal dotted line, We take the numbers that you see over here and we peg it against another currency, and that lets us know which country currency is stronger. Based off which country currency is stronger or weaker, and how we predict it, right? For instance, I've been bullish on the US dollar all year. So in turn, I'm expecting the currency valuation for the dollar to appreciate. That means any currency such as right here, the USD versus the Japanese yen, right? That means in terms the dollar would probably be a stronger currency valuation than the Japanese yen because the overall valuation of the dollar is appreciating. Understand it is a battle. So as one currency gains strength, the other one that's going against it, it's like a tug of war. The other one loses strength. So within that war that they going on, I'm figuring out and I'm predicting, okay, if it's going to, continue bullish or if it's going to turn around and continue bearish. To me, it's more of a game, but it actually transcends into reality. Like those prices dictates our purchasing power. When we go to the store, we need to get some soap. We need to get some groceries. We need to put some gas in our car. That purchasing power, our currency valuation is everything. So understand this is not a game. So you can't treat it like a game. But if you treat it like a game, they gonna take your money like it's big time moves. These are this is a big boy game. But understand they have put out enough information out here for you to be able to understand this big boy game. And I'm here to help guide you. So what we're doing here every single day is we taking different confirmations. Like I say, I use technicals. I use the stat facts is what I like to call them. This in turn gives us that inside effect of in a world. Once they present this data, you have the forecast and you have actual numbers. Once those actual numbers are presented, boom, the market reacts. You got these big whales who control the market. They either gonna buy up one currency or they gonna sell another currency, which that's what you're doing. You simultaneously buying one and selling the other when we're actually placing a trade. But when they doing it, they just buying it up, and snatching up the premium while me selling it at a premium and buying it at a discount. We doing the same thing. Understand? That's all it is. It's a game, but that game transcends into your everyday reality. So being on top of these type of stat fest can help you, especially if you're someone who's playing with, millions, playing with hundreds of thousands. Being able to play the game like them is possible. How to hedge, because basically that's what they doing. They just keeping their money. So putting them into different currencies, or you got assets in another country, digitally, you moving these things around because you don't want to lose money. But at the same time, you can make a lot of money as well. So I'll take a second on that, you know what I'm saying? You know, reflect on some of what I've been talking about as far as just the overall concept of what's going on here. You know, just the currency game, what is actually going on with, as far as the economy now. We take these facts, we take these rumors, we take these technicals, and then we use a broker. That broker puts us in the game. Through that broker is how we gain access to the market. We take that broker's leverage and we based off our money that we have in our account, that's going to determine what we're leveraging per trade. Now you'll learn this as you go, how much money to risk, is a risk to reward. You want to, turn $1 into two. You want to turn five into 10. And through this certain strategy that you would develop is, you'll basically be your own banker, you'll be your own accountant, making money per trade, being able to balance out your risk to reward, being able to compound your own money day for day, week for week, month for month. That comes as you go. You don't want to get too caught up on where you start. It's all about where you head. So using the leverage through these brokers that you're gonna learn about, certain brokers that you get into, just like the stock market, there are brokers in every different market, every different game. It's no different here. Just most of the brokers in this game are overseas. Understand most of the retail traders and investors in this game comes from uh, a global. It's more overseas than it is in America. We are more predominantly stock investors and stock traders. Me, I'm different. I was always different. Now I want to get into learning the stock game. But I feel like I wanted to master this game. This is the first game I bumped into and understand this game. Without the currency game, you don't have the stock market. Understanding the currency game is understanding the stock market. So this is what we focus on here on Legal Trappers. And that leverage is what puts us in the game. We use these numbers. We use, like I say, the valuation between or the fight between one country currency, depending on what pair we're looking at. For instance, here on Euro USD, one of the most traded pairs in this atmosphere. Um, we basically will look at this pair and we use technicals, we use fundamentals, and we use uh basically a gut feeling of sentiment feeling of where we think the the valuation between these two currencies are doing. We put all that together and before we execute a trade, calculating that trade through the number stream and what we call pips. Learning how to use pips is basically points and percentages. Just like in the stock market, you can know you risking a certain amount of money if you're doing options trading. And for instance, uh, Amazon, right? Let's say we bought Amazon at 101.93 and it goes up to 105. In that world, that's three, a little over 3%, change. Well, in this world, it was in the day world, it would be 3 points. Well, in this world, it's the same thing. It's just worded different. Whereas we're is more so in like they say, and we're making money off a fraction of the move, like a fraction of points added up or graded in what they call units. So for instance, right, when you have a global transaction, any company that, for instance, Nike, right, they have their factories overseas. So if you a company here in America, right, and you trying to order, you making a certain purchase, say you own a Foot Locker franchise, where you're going to purchase those kicks in units. Right? You're not gonna make a purchase for just I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get 10 pairs. No, you're gonna make a purchase. You probably get 20 units of just some sandals. That ain't even including some forces or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So this system is graded in a batch of when we make trades it's in a batch of units graded on a valuation system through and we make money through tracking it and using leverage through called pimps and percentages, points and percentages, which is pips. That's something you're going to learn on your way to is what these numbers actually mean. These numbers are what you're going to use to do your calculations on your risk to reward, what you're going to use to basically stay disciplined, to know when to get into the market, when to get out of the market. All of these things are pertinent. These things are that you're going to not only learn on the way, But you're gonna have your ups and downs with. Nothing is just gonna come to you. It's a trial and error type of game because you you haven't been in this game. Nobody that you probably in your family know anything about this game. So you're gonna have you're gonna go through your tests, you're gonna get bumped around, you're gonna be bruised up. It's nothing though. Keep pushing, keep learning, and it's gonna keep coming to you. But that is another form of how we make money in this game. So that's more of the backstory, but I want to get into what's actually going on right now in this market. And that is what we all should be looking forward to over the next couple of days. And that is the interest rate decision that's going to happen on Wednesday. A big deal when it comes to us, especially because like I say, we're the ones who out here in this, we're the ones out here, day to day in this society, having to do what we got to do to not only survive but put ourselves in a thriving situation. But we the ones who are affected the most. It's like trickle down economy. So understanding what's going on over the next couple of days, I feel like is key. This interest rate decision is going to affect you, me, and no matter you know whether we want to admit it or be aware of it or not, it's going to affect us. It's going to affect everyone. That decision that's going to be made over the next couple of days. So we're gonna have a lot of noise going on this week in the markets, man. We got a lot of news. It's the end of the month, first of the month. So we got what's called NFP week, race a whole lot of volatility in these markets. Not only do you got NFP week, but on top of that, you also have what I was just talking about, the interest rate decision. And it's gonna be a real up and down week. Normally we would probably try in a sense to stay out of the way, but as you become more experienced in this game, you really be waiting on times like this because you're gonna see some real sharp moves, real fast, real quick, and it's a opportunity to really make some good gains. One move, one or two trades, and you done for the week. Really, probably just one good trade. Boom, you out of the way. You made your percentage for the week. You out of there. But it's definitely going to be a lot of volatility, man. One of these currencies is going to go crazy. Which one it is, but our job is to figure out which one or speculate on which one we think gonna have the most success, and we can capitalize on the success, whether it's a positive success or it's a negative one. One person's loss is another one's gain. One country's loss is another country's gain. It's a grimy world, but it is what it is when it comes to capitalism and what's really actually going on in this world. So what I'm looking forward to is to see how this market is going to play out over the next couple of days. I'm currently in this trade right now, Euro USD. Nice little trade, nice little move out the structure. Let's see how many pips. Right now, about 70 P's. Got down to like 80 pips, man. That's crazy. Those are the type of gains we like to catch in this world, man. That's significant. You know how you leverage, 20, 30 pips, put you in the game. 80 pips, yeah, that's 8% gain is crazy in this game. So if you've been here, we've been bullish on the dollar. If you can understand, if you're a little bit more experienced, you can see the bullishness in the dollar right now. Got a lot of news though coming out tomorrow. This could very easily get pushed right back down. But I'm expecting positive news for us, especially because we're going into the holidays, right? So around the holidays, we tend to spend more money that we don't have, or just just spending holidays buying gifts, all these different things, not to save more money during this time of the year because of the holidays. So I really think we're gonna have some sharp moves, some sharp increases in the economy over these next couple of weeks going into the end of the year. We're also gonna have the powers that be. They're gonna be trying to clear their books and get to either all time highs or you'll see the market continue for some people continue to go to all time lows, whatever that may be. Basically, to me, a liquidity search. You gotta have liquidity in these markets. This was what they came out the other day. I don't remember what country it was, but basically they was trying to snatch up some liquidity. People were selling, basically protecting themselves because they feel like with this interest rate decision that's coming up Wednesday, it's going to slow the economy down. Less spending, more debt. That's not good for no economy where your citizens are, paying more debt than they normally been paying. So I'm still bullish on the dollar, especially this week with all these reports. I think the reports that's coming out are going to be positive for our economy, but not so much good for the opposing economy such as Europe. They've been taking a hit over the last couple of months. The same hit that we took during the COVID situation. We've basically just been, digging ourselves out of that hole. But understand this is a seesaw effect in this game. What's good for us is not good for the next country. You know? And right now in Europe, their purchasing power is going down, houses going up, whether you want to believe it or not. It's just our government is, they greedy. So even with our purchasing power going up, still have inflation going up as well. And I was watching this, I want to say, it was a debate. Well, it was a debate, but it was basically one of those public hearings of all these officials. And one she had up a pictograph of showing that what's driving inflation was corporate profits. Like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist person, but if I had to bet on that, I would definitely bet that, that's true. They just squeezing profits out of, just off the backs of us. Like I said, we're pawns on a higher chessboard. The consumer, everyday work, understanding where you at and how to play this game is key. And this current game is, I feel like, is something that needs to be exposed. The right news, right information is there are a lot of gains to be made, not just from the trading game, but from the investing game, because you understand what's coming your way. For instance, interest rate season. Also, like now, your purchasing power is going up, and versus in Europe, you might want to make an investment in Europe, because you can get a certain product or whatever cheaper than what it was 6 months ago, a year ago. You know what I'm saying? So that allow you to purchase more units at a higher volume. It's especially if you, for instance, you sell clothes, you got an online commerce store. So it's all a game, man. It really is. But it's Monday. Like I said, we got a lot of we got a lot of news coming up. We got a long way to go. I just wanted to come in here, touch down on some things. Also, I had to keep it, give that education. But outside of the education part, man, we got a very important week ahead of us. And what we're looking forward to right now, we're looking forward to this interest rate decision that's coming up on Wednesday. It's gonna be key, man. It really is. It's going to dictate, the economic motion over the next few months, going to the end of the year, and then after the first of the year as well. We got midterm elections too, so it'll be big, and I feel like we're gonna have a lot of opportunities in these markets. Just to make sure we're on the right side of these moves, so we can make us some good gains. And I'll be here keeping you updated day in, day out. We're gonna trap these markets. I'm gonna try to get you to see what I see as much as possible, so you can see that you can have the same journey or even a better one. I'm not hogging this game. Shit, I want you to be better than me. But yeah, we're gonna get it cracking this week, man. We got a very very eventful week, man. You're gonna see some ripple effects going on over the next few days. So y'all check in, man. Y'all stay locked in, stay tuned. I'm finna get ready to get up out of here. Y'all be careful out here. First day of the week, plan it out and let's get to it, man. It's your boy DK, man. I appreciate y'all checking in. I appreciate y'all